Welcome to the He's Got Issues DC Comics edition number 126.2. I'm John Gooney here to preview new DC Comics being released June 18, 2014, beginning alphabetically with Batman and Ra's al Ghul number 32. The hunt for Robin concludes, Batman has caught up to Ra's al Ghul, and the battle for the bodies of Talia and Damian begins. Next we have Batman Eternal number 11, the trial of Jim Gordon begins. We've also got Batwoman number 32. At last, Nocturna makes her presence in the New 52 known. Batwoman must face her past when her former girlfriend from West Point comes to town. Next we have Fables 141, Happily Ever After Part 1, Good Knight vs. Bad Knight, King Arthur vs. Morgan Le Fay, Rose Red vs. Snow White. The two sisters are caught up in the roles Camelot has set for them, and now they're ready for battle. Plus, don't miss the backup story illustrated by P. Craig Russell. We've also got Green Lantern New Guardians number 32. There's a new terror in the universe as the body-snatching Scions are introduced to the New 52. In space, you can and will hear a new Guardian scream. Next, we have Harley Quinn number 7. Welcome to Ladies' Night, where Harley gets her butt kicked by Big Bertha Bensonhurst at the roller derby, starts a massive bar fight, and teams up with Poison Ivy to find out who hired all those pesky assassins. We've also got New 52 Future's End number 7. The two halves of Firestorm encounter big trouble, some personal, some potentially deadly, and Plastique comes face to face with the DC Universe's horrifying future. Next we have Red Hood and the Outlaws number 32. After stopping a nuclear explosion, Red Hood and the Outlaws find themselves in the crosshairs of Shade. We've also got Scribblenauts Unmasked, A Crisis of Imagination number 6. Maxwell and Superman make several unlikely allies in the fight against General Zod while the rest of the heroes are trapped in the Phantom Zone. Plus, the Anti-Monitor arrives. Next we have Supergirl number 32. Red Daughter of Krypton rages through this issue. Supergirl's Red Lantern powers and allies are about to be tested as a World Killer 1 arrives from Kara's past to destroy her. We've also got Teen Titans Go number 4. As the Teen Titans engage in an epic game of Go Fish, the High Five comes knocking at their door. Then, tired of finishing second, an ultra-competitive Robin comes up with a plan to show the rest of the Titans that he's actually the best. Next we have Trinity of Sin Pandora number 12. Pandora's world continues to crumble as fellow immortal Vandal Savage makes her wish she really could die. We've also got Unwritten Volume 2 Apocalypse number 6, The Fisher King Part 1 of 3. As Pullman's Cold War against stories turns hot, it's in stories that Tom must find the weapons and allies he needs to beat him, and the best weapon of all is one 1,000 knights have quested for. And we've got Wonder Woman number 32. The casualties are mounting as Wonder Woman's divine family tears itself apart, and Diana prepares to make everyone feel her power as a god of war. Out in trades this week, we've got Before Watchmen, comedian Rorschach trade paperback. Writer Brian Azzarello brings his gritty, nuanced storytelling to these two unforgettable characters. Comedian, featuring art by J.G. Jones of Final Crisis and Wanted, placed the famed war hero within the context of modern American history as we discovered the role he played in the Vietnam War and the Kennedy assassination. In Rorschach, Azzarello teams with artist Lee Bermejo of Joker and Luther to show how one of the most dangerous vigilantes the comics world has ever seen became even darker. Collects Before Watchmen Comedian number 1 through 6 and Before Watchmen Rorschach number 1 through 4. Next we have Before Watchmen Night Owl Dr. Manhattan trade paperback. Writer J. Michael Straczynski is joined by artist Andy Kubert in flight with the gadget-savvy hero known as Night Owl as Dan Dreiberg inherits the role from Hollis Mason. But can Dreiberg work with the vigilante called Rorschach? Then JMS teams with fan-favorite artist Adam Hughes for a tale of Dr. Manhattan. For Dr. Manhattan, past, present, and future are one and the same. But as he observes the events of his life, do they remain the same? Collects Before Watchmen Night Owl 1 through 4, Before Watchmen Dr. Manhattan 1 through 4, and Before Watchmen Moloch 1 and 2. We've also got Graphic Inc., the DC Comics art of Frank Quitely hardcover. Frank Quitely's finely detailed artwork has been gracing the pages of DC comic books since the 1990s. Quitely quickly earned the name for himself, illustrating fellow Scotsman Grant Morrison's Flex Mentallo, JLA Earth 2, as well as Neil Gaiman's Sandman Endless Nights. This title collects all of Quitely's Paradox Big Book stories, his All-Star Superman and Batman and Robin covers, and much, much more. Next we have Green Lantern Lights Out hardcover. In this epic event from Green Lantern 24, Green Lantern Corps 24, Green Lantern New Guardians 23 and 24, Red Lanterns 24, Green Lantern Annual number 2, and Green Lantern 23.1 Relic has arrived. The lights of the lanterns are fading as the emotional spectrum is being drained. It's up to Hal and the Green Lanterns to rally the Corps if they're going to survive. We've also got Larfleeze Volume 1 Revolt of the Orange Lanterns trade paperback. In his debut solo adventure, Larfleeze meets Laird the Hunt, a pan-dimensional cosmic entity that believes all living things are prey, and he's out to turn the universe into his own private hunting reserve. And the only thing worse than Laird are the deadly beings he can summon. This new collection features issue 1 through 5 of Larfleeze's monthly series, plus backup stories from Threshold 1 through 6. Next, we have Preacher Volume 4 trade paperback. This title spotlights Jesse Custer's battle with the Saint of Killers and the Forces of Star, originally presented in Preacher 34 through 40. Also included are the Preacher Special One Man's War, Preacher Special The Story of You-Know-Who, and Preacher Special The Gold Boys. We've also got Showcase Presents The Great Disaster, featuring the Atomic Knights trade paperback. In these stories, heroes, including the Atomic Knights, Commandi, and Hercules, must face a post-apocalyptic future brought about by the mysterious Great Disaster in the run of Atomic Knights Tales from Strange Adventures, plus first issue special number 1, Hercules Unbound 1 through 10, Commandi 43 through 46, Weird War Tales 22, 23, 30, 32, 40, 42 through 44, 46 through 49, 51 through 53, 64, 68, 69, and 123, House of Mystery 318, Superman 295, House of Secrets 86, 95, and 97, The Unexpected 215 and 221, and Amazing World of DC Comics number 12. And we've got Superman Hell on Earth trade paperback. Hell comes to Earth in stories from Superman 13 through 17, Superboy 14 through 17, and Supergirl 14 through 17. This figure from Krypton's past hopes to revive the dead planet in place of Earth. As hero fights hero, will the Kryptonians be able to defeat Hell, who is their equal in every way? Okay, so that's it for DC this week, but of course there's still plenty of other books out this week too, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and Indies videos for this week, as well as my featured video with the usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.